Welcome back to SWYM the podcast. I'm your host, Anica Simone, and this is episode 10, The Glory in Solitude. Before we get into the episode today, let me just say thank y'all for sticking around because I ain't been here since September 12th. I don't know where I've been. Well, I know where I've been, but I don't know when I'm coming back. So let me just say thank y'all in advance. I appreciate you. I love you, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm doing much better than I was the last episode. If you missed it, I talked about how emotional I was when my babies leaving to go be with their dad for the school year. It's been quite an adjustment, y'all, but I'm making it. I thought it was going to get easier for me, but honestly, it hasn't. At least not emotionally. But physically and mentally, like, hell yeah, I've been spending more time alone than I ever have in my entire life, and I almost feel like a new woman. Honestly, like, most of my time just being spent thumbing through my thoughts or through my bank account, but that's what I'm grateful for. I've been able to do and feel and think whatever I've been wanting to do for like the last 5 months. It's been a strange transition, but I've been busy. So, as promised, a location has been secured for the second annual SWYM Meet Brunch and Self-Care Retreat. It'll be held in Nassawatis, Virginia on the Eastern Shore, July 22nd and 23rd of this year. This is a 2-day retreat. However, if you want to just drop in for a day, there's a single day admission rate available. Enough time is going to be allotted for everybody to enjoy the atmosphere thoroughly. There's going to be an opportunity to shop with me and the other service providers. All activities are going to be concluded on day 2 at a decent hour. Single day passes are available for $180. 2-day all-inclusive tickets are $333, and the 2-day all-inclusive tickets with lodging are $444. Payment plans are available by request. Each ticket purchase includes all meals, individual tarot readings, chair massage, Reiki session, group meditation, group yoga, group swim session, and a gift bag. Our leading yogi is offering us the chance to experience a fairly new holistic body contouring service called ice sculpting. Ice sculpting is the use of a frozen herbal clay mixture that's called ice, and that along with tools and hand lymphatic massage are used to help shape your body. So you can find more about that and purchase tickets at groundedessentialsllc.com. For payment plans, contact me directly at info@groundedessentialsllc.com. So this move for the event to be on the shore had been tugging at my heart for kind of like a minute for real. That's considered home to me. And I come from a small area where we don't really have many events like this. So an opportunity to do so pretty much fell in my lap. So needless to say, I've been out of my feelings and in my intellectual bag. I've been making money with my words and my mindset, and it feels good, y'all. If you're just tuning in, aside from this podcast, I run a self-care business, Grounded Essentials. I braid, I'm an intuitive reader and swim coach. I publish Think or Swim, a self-care workbook and journal. And now I'm adding Amazon best-selling author to that list. Okay. While I was gone, I had the opportunity to co-author for Words of Wisdom for the Heart and Soul Volume 2. This book is an anthology compiled of words of wisdom from 36 leaders of influence. The book and matching journal is available now, and it can be found in my online store, Grounded Essentials. And you know what, y'all? Like, for the first time in a while, I was able to write without hesitation. I mean, it was only 500 words that I needed for my chapter, but believe me when I say the message was signed, sealed, and delivered from source, okay? I free write often, but me attempting to be more conscious about my manifestations has kind of been slowing down my pen. So, yeah, manifesting through writing has always been easy to me, so I was just being mindful about how I wanted to swim for my chapter. And guess what it's called, y'all? The Glory in Solitude. In my chapter, I speak on codependency and what it's like being alone once you've cut those ties. If codependency is a new term for you, it's the state of mutual dependence between two people, especially when one partner relies emotionally on supporting and caring for the other partner. Codependency can show up in platonic and family connections just as much as it can in romantic relationships. And this part right here isn't in the book, but since we're here, let's just go over a few ways to recognize and overcome codependency. So for the first way to recognize would be unhealthy emotional reliance on a partner. Codependency can manifest as an inability to make decisions without taking into account the needs of your partner. So like not being able to make a decision without making sure they're okay first. Number 2, excessive need for approval and validation. Codependents may be overly dependent on approval from their partner or even strangers to feel good about themselves. Number 3, fear of abandonment, which is something that I had to deal with too. Codependents may be overly anxious about their partner leaving them and may go to extreme lengths to keep them around. Number 4, difficulty expressing feelings. Codependents may struggle to express their own emotions and needs in a healthy way. And number 5, low self-esteem. Codependents may have an unhealthy view of themselves and their abilities, leading to the feelings of worthlessness or helplessness. And now we have 5 ways to overcome. Number 1, establish healthy boundaries. Codependency can be the result of not having clear boundaries or not understanding them. It's important to learn how to set personal boundaries and respect the boundaries of others. Number 2, practice self-care. This is kind of simple on the surface level, but take some time to nurture yourself and do things that bring you joy. It's a great way to start overcoming codependency. Make sure you take time to relax and do things that bring you real pleasure. Number 3, develop healthy relationships. It's important to develop healthy relationships with people who are supportive and respect your boundaries instead of spending time with people who, kind of tear you down. You want to spend time with people who build you up and make you feel good about yourself. Number 4, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can help you reduce codependent tendencies by helping you become more aware of your own thoughts and feelings, and practicing mindfulness can help you become more conscious of your own needs and to make more informed decisions. Oh, and practicing mindfulness is like one of my favorite ways to kind of really re-examine my relationship with things and people. Number 5, seek professional help. Seeking professional help can be immensely beneficial in overcoming codependency. A counselor can provide guidance and support as you learn to recognize and break codependency patterns. Sometimes it takes for other people to kind of point things out to us for us to really realize, like, what, that is a problem. I never looked at it as a problem, but now that you say it like that. So, yeah. If any of the first 5 described your relationship with others, just take some time to unpack those relationships in order to reestablish a sturdy foundation or just cut ties altogether. In true codependent relationships, there will be some kind of resistance to end the connection until one or both parties reach a certain point in their personal development. So, like, after finally doing so, you usually end up going through a stage of grief, and you probably see people speaking on it online saying, nobody ever tells you how lonely it is or how sad it is after you release people or, things that no longer serve you. And it's like, that might be true, but it won't always feel that way. Not if you use that time to really do the inner work. And if you were told, would you really still be willing to do the work? Probably not, right? So yeah, I give some tips on what to focus on during your period of solitude so the healing process actually feels like a win. During these months of solitude for me, I've been receiving my metaphorical flowers from people I had no idea I even had an impact on. Like, a few of them have never received a service from me. So it's like I knew I was helping people, at least the ones I worked with directly, but I didn't realize how much genuine support and well wishes I had out in the world for me. It also made me realize how much support I've, given others by simply just living in my truth. I'm a big deal, and I don't really big myself up as much as I should. And I realized, like, I should have been giving myself them damn flowers, okay? But it's okay. It took me back to something that I read once, and it said, now that you've reclaimed your wounded inner child, you need to champion him. So that's exactly what I've been doing lately. I've been showing up for myself in spaces my inner child would have never imagined, and I feel good about it. It also made me realize how the same thing applies when it comes to business, though. Like, some people are going to support you and others are going to champion you. Meaning some people will directly support you by means of purchasing products or services, sharing social media posts, and attending events. And then you have others who may or may not know you that will still champion for your work. Ones that advocate for you and what you do, ones who are going to speak your name in spaces that you haven't even entered yet. So I'm thankful for my supporters and those who champion for me, because with me going on hiatus, just whenever I'm ready to, it's not cool, but it's nice to come back and still see that I have people there for me. So yeah, word of mouth goes a long way, and it's gotten me very far. Also, while I was gone, I obtained my level 1 Reiki certification, y'all, in November. Reiki is a form of energy healing. If you're in a church, you may know this is like laying hands. Some people look at my line of work and be like, why would you charge for healing work anyway? And my answer always going to be the same. This is my gift and my livelihood. If someone takes it upon themselves to acquire my services, it's up to me to decide what's an even exchange, I like to tell people, consider it tithing. The only people who are going to be baffled about paying for spiritual services, or any service for that matter, are the ones who don't value the service. And quite frankly, those aren't really the customers I'm trying to seek anyhow. I look forward to working with people who are open-minded and understanding, and those who understand equal energy exchange. The outcome is going to be contingent upon what we collectively contribute. It's empathy and energetic connection that allows me to relay a message or provide a service in a way that's tailored to my customer, not the money. Now that I say it out loud, like I'm kind of cheating myself, but that's why I won't just read any and everybody either. My energy is not just meant to be experienced by anyone with a dollar bill. And spending so much time alone has really made me value my own energy that much more. In business, and especially businesses in my community, people often complain about not having the support they need to move forward, and when in reality, the lack of support comes from within. Your words, the way you speak about yourself, your morals, values, self-esteem, all of that goes hand in hand with your finances. And let's take myself for example. I always tell people how I control the cash flow of my business, whether it's intentional or not. So like when I don't feel like creating, or I'm not expecting or desiring more money at the time, I don't really promote as much, which in turn leads to less sales. When I'm low energetically or really in need of some quick cash, I don't even bother posting because that's not the energy that I want returned to me. I don't want someone coming to spend their last dollar with me out of desperation for answers. I don't want someone coming to me being fearful of what I may say. And I definitely try to stay away from people who only want to find out what they want to know and not what they need to know. Then it's like when I'm confident and purposeful, I promo like I'm finna get 100 orders from each post. You know why? Because that's the energy I want to come back to me. Confident, high vibrational energy. I desire customers who choose me out of love and a need for me and my craft. Shit. And then there are periods where I don't promote a thing and will still make sales because, at the time I'm still vibrating at that particular frequency. The frequency of expecting those sales energetically. Obviously, I need to master consistency, but, I first had to identify what was causing the inconsistency to begin with. Ultimately, I moved the way I do because I rely more on my emotions than my logic, but it took for me to be alone to even get to the root of that. And I knew that I rely heavily on my emotions, but like, damn, with my business too. So since that realization, I've been working on becoming emotionally and financially stable, to say the least. And I was journaling one day, and I wanted to share a snippet with y'all because it's something I read often for a reminder. And it says, you cannot rely on people outside of yourself to be your sole source of motivation. It is you that has to decide when and what to act on. It is you who must decide how to go about executing your plan, and most importantly, it is you who has to live with the consequences of your decisions, even if it's indecision. I read that often because sometimes I get so caught up in helping other people that I really be forgetting to help myself, or not even forgetting, just simply neglecting to help myself. So if you feel like you're missing the glory and solitude, ask yourself, am I really focusing on me? And if you are focused on you and you haven't found the glory yet, you just haven't dug deep enough. And that's okay. This year's energy should help you with that. 2023 is a 7-year numerology. 7 emphasizes introspection, emotion, analysis, reflection, seclusion, and faith. This is meant to be a quieter year. This is going to give you some motivation to do some of that inner work without it feeling like so much of a task. And with that being said, I like to close this out with a quote from my chapter. It reads, "The glory in solitude is the discovery of our boundaries, passions, and most importantly, our own personal power." Yours truly, Anica Simone. In the meantime, I can be found on IG at SWYM the Podcast, Facebook at SWYM, that's the @ symbol, SWYM, and online at GroundedEssentialsLLC.com. Until next time, family, peace.